I don't even know how to explain what happened today. It's like as soon as I turned 40, I can no longer bowl more than one day in a row. Like I bowled well yesterday, physically made a lot of good decisions yesterday. And then today, it was the complete opposite. And in all honesty, today should have been better because I could straighten my angles out, I could play further right, keep everything in front of me. Yet for some reason, my body said, nah, we're not doing that today. We're going to go ahead and just throw one out the window every 3 frames. Or the one game, it was for like 4 or 5 straight frames. Went to the World Series and couldn't throw the ball right. Now this week, I can't keep the ball in front of me, and I keep throwing it right. I can't even make this shit up. What the hell's going on? So I started the day playing right around that 5, 6, 7 range up the lane. And I had a decision to make because it was either I throw my physics blackout, which was a 4-inch pin down layout, or I have a 2.5-inch pin up effector, which is a lower diff ball that it won't give me all the room to the right if I miss right, but it'll give me some tug room left. And it looked good and was striking in practice. And then when I would move my feet a few left and kind of go around it just a little bit with the physics blackout, it gave me a little bump right, and I had a little bit of hold left. So I chose to go with the physics blackout. And unfortunately, I threw 8 really good shots to start the game and only had 1 double and got 9 any of the other times. So then I finally threw one bad in the 9th, and wouldn't you know it, I had to pay for it, and it split. And then I went up and tried to make an adjustment in the 10th and threw it awful and 4-7'd, and then found a way to clip just enough of the 4-pin to wrap it around the 7-pin like a big dummy. So I bowled 192. No big deal. 190 to start when they're really hard. Not awful. But then I got up in that next game, and I all of a sudden had the yips to the right. I just kept throwing it to the right, and I don't know why. I went like strike, and then I went 2-pin, 2-pin, 10-pin, 2-pin, or something like that. And then I switched balls because I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep throwing it right. Like, this can't happen. I can't keep doing this. I've got to do something different. So I grabbed a ball. I grabbed that 2.5-inch pin, and I just shut my angle down a little bit. I ended up throwing a 3-bagger there and then threw one awful and whatever, and I ended up bowling 2-team. Not a good game physically. I bowled much better game 1 for 190 than I did game 2 for 2-team. And then it was game 3 where everything just decided nothing was going to work for me. I still had the yips a little bit where I was throwing a couple of shots, not necessarily out the window, but just right enough to where it's not going to hook and it's going to 2-pin, which I did, which is fine. Like, that's expected. But my problem was my good shots weren't even close. Like, they weren't online. Like, they were online from what I thought I was trying to do, but they weren't getting to the pocket consistently. I would have one that wouldn't hook and it would flat 10, and then I'd have one that would overhook and it would 4-pin, 4-7, or 4-6 or something through the face. So essentially at this point, for the rest of the day, I felt like I was bowling in a phone booth. Tried a couple of different balls, and when I squared my line up, I got more up the lane. It would hook early and get offline. If I opened it up just a little bit and tried to give it time, it would just squirt through it and never hook down lane. So I finished the day bowling 180, 170, 160. And it was just the most frustrating back 3 games I've probably ever bowled. And the reason I was even in that situation is because I'm fairly certain I made the wrong ball choice to start. I don't know why I didn't just go with the safe 2.5-inch pin that let me just stay right and stay in front of it. And I could have just done that the majority of the day until I finally could bump in and go to something different. But for some reason, my mind said the quicker I can get into that dark side, the deviate dark side that I used pretty much all day yesterday, the quicker I could get into that, the better my ball reaction would be. And I'll tell you what, the times when I did throw that ball, it looked really good, but there was times when all of a sudden I had no idea where it was going or what it was doing. Like, one would hook early, one wouldn't hook early. One would get 60 feet down the lane, and then one would just dead duck hook in the middle of the lane. It was so weird. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is. I've got the day 2 yips for some reason. I can't seem to bowl well on day 2. And honestly, it's really frustrating because being 100 over going into day 2, well inside the cut for the bracket, and then now just bowling myself outside of the bracket to where now I have to bowl myself back into the, like if I just bowled even, I would still be in the top 25, but I decided to bowl 60 under instead. Like, what are you doing? It's probably going to be, I don't know, 80 or 90 over, I would imagine. We probably won't get any higher than like 110 over. So I probably need 60 over tomorrow to be safe. 50 over. It's 210 a game. Like, it's not really that difficult to do. So make good decisions, make good shots, make your spares, and you'll be fine. But like today was just so frustrating. One thing I will say is I absolutely hate these longer patterns they make where the fronts hook so much. I can't stand patterns that the front panel is where all the friction is. Like that's what makes it so hard, is trying to navigate getting your ball through that front part of the lane and then still retaining enough rotation to get through the pins properly. Trying to get your ball through that front part where it doesn't get offline immediately. Like, it's very difficult because you still have to have slower ball speed because of how much volume is in the middle of the lane. And that ramp that just like, it makes your ball look like somebody kicks it down towards the head pin. Like, how does your ball speed up? But it looks like it doesn't actually speed up, but it feels like it speeds up because it starts to hydroplane there. I don't know. Just go bowl 5 more games tomorrow, and worst case scenario, hopefully we stay in the cash number and call it good. But we'd like to make match play, although my look on the fresh right now is questionable. I'm going to make some changes, going to do something different tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll drill a ball while I'm at work. I'm heading to the shop now, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you all updated, though. But, yeah, I don't know.